welcome to another episode of the Reluctant Adult Podcast. My name is Paul, and I am joined, as always, by the man who's a toy hunter and gatherer, Bill.
Hi, everyone. That's right. I also like to promote dead digital warehouses. I don't know.
Digital warehouses, yes. Well, this month is very exciting. This is the month that contains Memorial Day, so we are memorializing some past toy-related digital experiences and personalities, I guess.
Yeah.
So the month kicked off with Collector's Crush. Long ballyhooed, they're just gone. They're gone. They're not coming back. But last week you had a shirt featuring Bella's toy chest, and we thought she was gone. We thought she ghosted her fans just like Collector's Crush. But she's still around. She's still around and kicking. She's on the socials. She's not posting the toy hunts on YouTube anymore for reasons. No. But she reached out and she's like, hey. Also her brother reached out and he was like, stop talking shit about my sister. And I was like, we really were not. I don't know how you misinterpreted what we said. We are honoring the assumed dead. We've not tried to say anything bad.
No, not at all. I mean, I think during the height of the pandemic, it was enjoyable to watch, seeing other people collect and toy hunt and go
absolutely.
Out and present what they had, and it was good entertainment. So
sure, and
it was missed.
When it goes away and there's not sort of an announcement where we're like, hey, I'm going away because XYZ, and it just stops. You kind of wonder what's going on. You worry.
Sure.
You worry. Are they okay? She's apparently fine. So
good. Yes.
I've booked her for a future episode of Reluctant Adult Conversations. So we'll get to the bottom of Bella's toy chest.
Oh boy.
figure out what's going on there. And so there it is. So this week you have your shirt for this week. This one floored me because I didn't even think about it. Auto T, powered by NECA. Yes. Now, remind us what Auto T is. I guess what was it? What was the idea behind it?
So I think Auto T, it had to have been it was also at the height of NFTs and digital currency, crypto, everything like that. Everything had the word blockchain attached to it. Auto T partnered with NECA. They had Jordan Hembrow, the toy hunter, promoting Auto T.
Yes.
And it was a means and it was also available at Walmart. So you would go to Walmart, you would get rather than pick up the figure, you would get a almost like how you have
like a gift card.
Gift card, a video game.
It was hanging right. So instead of getting the actual product, back in the day at Toys R Us, you'd get the little yellow card. But instead of taking it to the register and getting the physical copy, you would take the thing home and then you would scan it or you type in the code or whatever on the website.
Right.
And then that's how you get it.
Thing. Yes. So you would bring it to the register. It would activate the code. You'd bring it home with you. You'd set it up on your phone, your computer, and you had the ability to store your item in the vault, the Auto T vault, or you could withdraw it and get the physical item.
Yeah, you could get the thing you paid for if you want for whatever reason.
If you wanted it hanging around the house
to get the thing that you paid, you could in theory get the thing. Now, some people did opt to get the thing.
I'm going to tell you, most people probably opted to get the thing.
Well, I mean, that's really the question. Is there anyone that's like, I'm holding out? Because you can. Here's the other caveat to this. This is how they were selling it. It's like, don't you hate like having to physically mail things when you sell them? What if you could just sell the code, or you could transfer it within their website? Like, then you don't have to pay shipping, like all this great stuff. Like, they were really trying to be like, wouldn't this be so much easier for you?
There was transfer of ownership if you ever wanted to sell and or trade like the item. Yes. Yeah. So I just did some looking because obviously the website is still up.
Well, I hope so.
Ask questions.
It's supposed
to be
still
purchase product from it. You can still purchase product. Nothing's really been updated. We have a couple Bob Ross lithographs. We have the original Ninja Turtles that did come through. But at one point, there was supposed to be a section where you could trade or exchange or sell your item. That has not come to fruition yet as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, they never like made the marketplace where you could do that?
No. I clicked and nothing's happened.
Click.
But literally, there's only 8 items on there.
Right. So this didn't pan out the way that
this did not. No,
I
think
really
everybody took their physical product out and then left.
Yeah. I'm not sure, like, from anyone's side why this was a good idea. Because it's not like an NFT where the company has minimal upfront cost and they just, create a bitmap or whatever an NFT is.
Yeah.
Like, NECA still had to make the stuff. Like, they still had to cut the molds and pour the goo in the molds and make it
somewhere.
However toys are made. Yeah. So I don't know, like, they were just trying to be trendy and thought that, like, people would be like, ooh, this is different. I need to be part of this. But and then what's worse is people got their items and either they were the wrong item or it's a NECA product. There's probably going to be breakage. Like, there's a chance. There's a higher, there's a non-zero chance that your toy is going to be broken when you get it because it's NECA. Because any company. So there's just, like, I think someone, like, probably, like, really high up in the chain had an idea. In the blockchain. A blockhead in the chain was like, hey, I got, all the kids, they love this internet shit. Let's combine toys and let's do this thing. And no, it was a bad idea. And clearly they are not, by all appearances, it's not continuing. Like, there's no new ones happening. No. So, yeah.
We'll probably hear from Otto T's brother in a week.
Otto T's brother? Oh, that's right.
Yep. So, I'll look forward to that.
This is Otto G. I hear you talking shit about my brother. I'm like, no, sir. We were big fans of Otto T. We're not fans. We weren't fans. We did not participate.
Yes, I think there's definitely a past episode where we were just like, what is this?
Several. Yeah, there are several. What was the Turtles figure? Was it a Shredder?
So I believe there were 3 Turtles figures. They were all Mirage based. One was the black and white Shredder. Okay. I think there was a Foot Soldier also in the black and white. And then there was a color variation of Rennet.
Right. Or Renee, as they say.
Renee? Is it Renee?
I think it's Renee. Is it Reddit?
I don't know.
I don't know. You know who we're talking about. She got the weird hat thing.
She did. She came in blue or red.
Thankfully, not like super desirable figures.
No,
like,
I think
like
NECA was
cartoon
like Turtles.
We'll do this, but like we don't want anyone gonna burn our building down in anger. So we'll just do these sort of weird variants. So that's fine.
So it was like which partnership was the initial partnership? Like, was it Walmart pushing it?
Whose idea was it? I'm sure
it was NECA?
It was
Who was it?
Is Otto T a third party? I thought Otto T was just like the name they assign to this campaign.
Oh, is it the name?
There's not like an Otto T that does other stuff, is there?
I don't think so. How's Todd's Digital Lounge doing? Is that doing well still?
Is that his NFT thing?
Yeah.
Where you put all your like trophies and you can see them.
Yeah, you can kind of sit there with your.
I've willfully ignored that for the most part. The thing
I get
that kills
confused
me
by that.
Yeah, the thing that kills me about those is I don't understand why they can't make it like Pokemon Go, where you can see it through the camera. So you see like your real world environment, and you put the NFT there, and you can like scale it and like walk around it.
Oh,
that actually would be cool. I don't know why that's not the way it works. Like, I don't want to go into this digital trophy room and look around. Like, that's stupid. I want to be able to put. I want to put these fake figures on my shelf next to real figures.
Oh, sure.
Make that. That's a good idea. That's a golden ticket idea.
There we go.
So, good shirt this week. We have
Thank you.
How many weeks left in this month? 2.
Pretty much just 1. No, I'd say call it 1.
Because Friday is the last day. I want. Can we? How long do you think you can do this for? I love this. This is my favorite thing.
This is tough.
How many more dead properties can we hit?
I would love to see some. I mean, not everyone has a logo. That's the other thing.
Okay. Well,
so
maybe just your final shirt can just be a list.
A list.
Just all. Do you have a big one? Did you save a big one for the finale?
I haven't. These are literally like I think of these 2 days beforehand.
2 days before. Okay.
Actually, this one's kind of been like a thought for like the last 6-7 months.
This is a good one. Yeah, I appreciate this. This one took me by surprise.
Of course. I think I'm just going to start wearing this because the shirt actually came out pretty decent. So
wear it to Walmart and take a picture.
I should.
My Walmart still has one of the cards on the peg. So
yes,
I would go take that picture. I think you could sell these. People were asking about the Bella's Toy Chest t-shirts.
Oh, she has her own merch store, I believe.
Oh, does she? Okay.
Yeah, the sad thing, I had to buy new ink in order to make this one even better because last week I ran out of ink. And
that's fake.
Yeah, and her dress is actually red, and I'm kind of sad because looking at it, it's just kind of like lines, and I'm like,
it's just lines.
Man,
it's like it's like a coloring book. You should have colored it in with a marker.
I probably
like the marker that's on your shirt right now. Pick that up. That's a marker, right? Why is because some of them were autographed. That's the thing. That was the other part of this. Some of the items that you could get through Auto-T were autographed. Well, they came with an autograph. The actual item wasn't autographed. It was like a little additional card.
A little card, right.
Which is just a cherry on top. The chef's kiss. It's like this is the stupidest thing ever. Everything about this was
like
bad.
It was like that Gremlins, that gizmo that had the Howie Mandel.
Ultimate gizmo, right.
Ultimate gizmo, $100, $100 ring on that.
Yeah. There was another autographed somebody too. Was it Elf? No. Sure. I would have actually been interested in the Elf one, but it had to be Elf signed it, like with his puppet hand.
Yes.
Very good. All right, so that was fun. The biggest story of the week was that Mezco dropped a brand new set of 112 Collective Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, the first set has just become the thing of lore. Like, so much FOMO exists for the set because when the promo pictures came out, people really were like, what are these? Like, I don't understand. But figure photographers have just had a field day posing these things, and they just look so great. So that set goes for a lot on the secondary market. So Mezco was like, well, wait a minute. We could just do another set. So instead of doing a straight up re-release of that original set, they made these look like the animated Turtles, kind of. None of Mezco's 112 collective properties, for the most part, are like from one specific medium. So even those first Turtles were sort of like a mashup of all different versions. So these are not like the Toon Turtles that NECA's doing. They like take inspiration from all different sources, and then like the guy that sculpted them is like, how can I make these look like the like Chuck E. Cheese animatronics and like dead eyes? Like, let's put the pupil right in the center because that's how things look. That just looks normal when you just have the pupil right in the center. That's not weird.
Not weird at all.
Not weird at all. These were not an instant sellout, but they did sell out within 24 hours. And we don't know the run on these, like if there were fewer made than that original set. I think they were ready to ship, though. It's not like it's a pre-order. So we should start seeing people receive these like pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. And then
what did you think about
shortly
these?
After that, we'll see people being like, does anyone have an extra set?
Well, yes, 100%. I'm sure there will be people, because I don't know why. I don't know what it is about Mezco's photography. Like, it's fine. It's like very good. Yeah. But just having people have them in their hands and pose them, you're sort of like, oh, you can, oh, that's, oh, wow, oh, I do want that. So
what? My initial
were you a fan of the first set? Were you a fan of the first set?
I mean, I appreciated them. I think you and I spoke that, how did that fit into that 1/12 scale, that line at least? Because
right. So that's the
most
other
of those
weird
are mixed
thing.
media. These were all plastic, so they were essentially action figures. How does the cost break down with that? Because there's so much
the soft
more
goods?
attached.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like they didn't even have soft goods bandanas or
no. Well, the first one like did. They each came with one article of clothing.
Okay.
So I think there was one trench coat, and then Mikey had sort of like a t-shirt or something. So they all had some sort of fabric clothing, which the second set you can't say that. There's no like disguises that come with these turtles.
Okay. I mean, I wasn't all too impressed. I don't even know if they were like final images. So they're in that promo color almost,
right? Almost
similar to this
lime green, right?
Yeah, and I got that at the yard sale today. I think
we'll
I shared that earlier with you. Later on, a story for a later on time.
Stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned after the break.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, it was just like the sculpts with them being so bright, like the bottom of the shell or the chest just looked overly sculpted or cheap. And then the heads kind of looked like everyone was making comparisons to like if you gave like a toddler Play-Doh, and they kind of came up with what their impression of a Ninja Turtle was.
There were a lot of comparisons, like the cookie jar, the famous cookie jar. Someone said they looked like the MGM turtle costumes. There were some commercial versions where they were like you said, the Play-Doh version. They none of these were
I wasn't won over by
comparisons.
them, but that's just me. I mean, I think the market and I think the fandom, I mean, I appreciate it enough, but it's like, it seems like the Ninja Turtle fans are at a completely different level than anyone else. Like, no matter what you hand them, they're going to buy it. Like, you'll go in and be like, oh my gosh, there's an air freshener with Ninja Turtles on it. Has anyone seen this? And you're like, it's just an air freshener, guy. Come on.
Yeah, but it's got the turtles on it. The turtle fans are eating good. Turtle fans are eating good right now.
They seriously are.
There's always been turtle merch, but it's never been more abundant. There have never been more companies producing stuff. Exactly.
Yeah.
So the bodies are the same bodies as the first one. The only difference are the heads. We actually saw prototypes of the heads earlier on, but I think I dismissed that as like, no, those are just customs. Like, no, like, because it was like a factory, like it shouldn't have been shown, but someone's like, look.
Oh, sure.
And I was like, no, those look like trash. But like, whoops, that is actually the final product. So, whoop. So those original figures were meant to be comic figures. I don't know when they make those, if they think like we're going to reuse these bodies. Well, let's not do something like so drastic that it'll look weird if we try to do cartoon bodies. But you have that texture there. And, we were talking about those new Playmates figures that are way too holy, way too much texture. Those retro, the 1983 or 87 ones. So you still have the texture, but I don't think they did the paint wash on there, so it's not as apparent for the Toon Turtles. But it doesn't mesh right. Like, you don't think of the Toon Turtles as having any sort of texture. No. So if I wanted Toon Turtles, like, I even think like the NECA, well, those first NECA ones, the Toon Turtles were like from the video game molds, and then they tried to sell them as just Toon Turtles, and I was always sort of like, ah. So they finally redid the heads, and I think they look fine. So I think like the need or that want for Toon Turtles has been satisfied by the NECA figures. If those did not exist, maybe people would be more on board with this. Sure. I mean, they still sold out. So, I mean, it's not like they could do any better. They still sold out, and we'll see what the secondary market looks like, and then we'll see if Mezco does another set. I don't know, like, how many times you can go to this well. Also, people were mad that, or just, they were just pointing out that you get a lot less stuff, and it's the same price as the first set. Like I mentioned, no alternate disguises, less weapons, and then the weapons you do get, they tried to go match those original Playmates figures, and the sprue would have like those weird, like the candy cane shaped weapon, and then the little thing that I always thought looked like like fire on a log. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like it was very small.
Oh yeah, I always thought it was like a really sharp pizza slice.
Yeah,
on a log. Yeah,
it looked like fire. Oh no, Z, you were thinking of something else. There's like a very small. There's like a very small handheld weapon.
Okay,
and it's like barely. You hold it and it barely like peeks out beyond the fingers. So they like come with all those little pieces. And I don't know. Okay. It's like whatever. Like you could have been more creative. So people use the term cash grab, and I think this is probably pretty accurately described as such.
It sold out, so it was a success.
It sold out. Listen, it was a success by those standards. So very good. Yeah. Do you want to talk about your yard sale? Do you want to get into that now?
We can. It was a weekend of sales. You and I both. It seems like you posted some videos. I made some videos. It was close town next to me's townwide yard sale. I'm a big fan of townwide yard sales.
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna get. Life is like a townwide yard sale. You never know what you're gonna get, including like a mystery bag of like whatever.
Oh, I love those. Yeah.
Yes. So right off the bat, Scorpion's Tail, Sand Scorpion.
From the animated?
From the Toy Biz animated line,
yeah. Just the no scorpion, just the tail?
Nothing else. I believe we've got a She-Ra figure.
Okay, good. With real
from Princess
hair.
of Power.
You can brush it. Another one.
Glimmer from Princess of Power, missing a leg, but the leg is included.
Well,
let's see, we got Nightstick from the Cops and Crooks line.
Cops and Crooks, yeah.
What else? We have a newer Hobbit figure, Bolg, I believe it is.
From who makes those?
Remember that toy company? They just made this. I forget what they were. I forget their name. They just made it for the Hobbit.
Really?
And they were their own like interesting scale. The Hobbits were all small. I forget the name of the company. The Shadow. He was in there.
Shadow. Was it Alec Baldwin?
That was Alec Baldwin, and he's got his arms ready. There he goes.
I never...
Careful on set.
KB Toy... I remember that from KB Toy Works, but I never knew anything about the movie.
A rubber Wolverine mask?
From one of the big figures.
I Google lens this. Is this from a large figure?
Well, I don't know what else.
Like one of the talking Toy Biz figures?
Yeah,
because
I bet.
All I could find was grown men wearing Wolverine's mask when I did Google lens on this one.
What is this Google lens you talk about? It just...
I love Google
You just
lens.
take a picture and it just tries to find other pictures.
It brings you any like item into Google. Yeah, it's excellent.
Wow.
This is a New Adventures of He-Man figure.
Fun.
Yeah. And then what else we got in here? A Beast Wars, the Frog, the repaint version of this Transmetals 2 Frog, missing arm and a leg.
Aw, damn.
So nothing too spectacular.
What'd you pay for this bundle?
So all in, like I went with the kids and we got I got a lot more. I only spent $10.
Okay.
But I also got
you only spent $10 on the firehouse, so like in comparison.
Well, I'm not done yet.
See?
I'm not done yet.
Oh,
so I got a VCR DVD combo because why the heck not for $10?
Need that.
Let's see. Go back into the well because there were 28 yard sales today. We hit 13 before it started raining. Most of these were at the same yard sale. So we got a Power Rangers color form book.
Oh, I love color forms.
Yeah, I'll send this one down to you because I don't need it. And it's got all the color forms too.
Send me your trash.
Like, there you go. I will.
Hey, those are on the wrong. Did you do that? Those aren't. I
didn't know. I just picked this up.
Those are the right heads.
Zordon's looking great.
Oh my god,
Zordon there.
He is drunk as a skunk. What is going on there? Good Zordon.
There we go.
Oh, look at that! Some dynamic.
They gave artwork. Jason just a sippy cup.
Sure.
Like they didn't. I think the heads, the helmets are supposed to go here. I think they're just supposed to go all over. But all the color forms are there. There's the sheet that shows them. They were all in there.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
I didn't
Voltron
have it as a child. Voltron. Okay.
The Deadly Flowers.
Does that come with a record or something?
I believe it probably came with a record.
Yeah. Remember things came with records?
The Perfect Crime.
Is that the Batman or like the
it's
cartoon?
Batman.
But is it like that WB? You know what I'm talking about?
91. From 91.
They had the Joker that was wearing like a trench coat.
Let's find out.
From 91.
Yeah, it's from 91.
Oh, never mind then.
I like the interior stuff. It was fun to look at.
Fun.
What else did we get? I showed you these earlier. Mad Magazine.
Mm-hmm.
The Clint Stones. Be careful what I say. Clint Stones.
Okay, there you go.
Clint Stones.
Man, Clint Stones.
And then a super cracked magazine, because we're going to be talking about X-Men later. The X-Lax Men.
Damn. That's, yeah.
And then X-Men member Wolverine for Stanley Press-On Nails.
Aw, that's nice.
I don't know. This was just too funny. There was just all sorts of stuff. A couple more things real quick.
Listen, they can't all be winners.
They can't.
It's hard to top.
It's hard to
top.
Hey, I got a good one coming
a couple weeks ago.
Here we go.
Okay.
Nice WB frame.
Oh, I like Superman at the top, just sort of like lounging, stretching out. That's nice.
So those
are all 3D.
$2. Yes, they are.
Wow. Do you remember the WB store?
This is where that's from. The woman made a point to tell me that this was purchased at the WB store. Like it would.
Did you ever go?
Oh my god! No, I never went.
There was one in Boston. I feel like on a school trip we went. I went.
Oh really?
Because they had all the Looney Tunes merchandise. It was so bizarre.
Yeah.
But I think I only went once.
Oh, just once. I got some VHS to go with my. This was at Goodwill. I got Land Before Time.
Great film.
I got a Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Not a fan, but that's fine.
No,
you are.
but again,
not a big
I
fan.
like the box.
I love the clamshell cases.
Yes, so this was at Goodwill. My Goodwill now has a VHS section, which is great.
Your Goodwill, but you got like you said you had the pick section where they got like the fancy stuff.
It got a little weird for me today though because
well run. Oh, yeah.
It is too well run. So you remember that Simpsons episode where he gets kicked out of the seafood restaurant for eating too much shrimp, and then he sues Captain McAllister for breach of what was it? What did he call it?
I don't know.
False advertisement.
Yeah, false. Yeah, exactly.
So like, I was literally like, I wasn't satisfied that we only went to the 13-yard sales. So then after the 13-yard sales. And I got my kids with me for all of this. Like we didn't come home today until like 4 or 5 o'clock, and we were out at like 8. So I just spent the day with the kids.
Wow!
So we went to 13-yard sales, and then I was like, "Well, we're going to an antique store." So then we went to an antique store, and then we're like, "I'm going to Goodwill next." So it was just like,
wow.
What did you do after you got kicked out? We drove around looking for other restaurants, and then when you couldn't find one that was open, we went fishing.
And that's not the one where they serve him that fish that he thinks is going to kill him.
that's the one when Bart catches that fish, and then it's the first season episode.
Bart catches it?
Bart catches the Blinky the three-eyed fish.
I thought it was he ordered so much food that they ran out, and then they had to just give him that fish.
The three-eyed fish?
Not the three-eyed fish. The one from the Japanese restaurant.
Oh no, that was a different episode.
If you prepared it,
yeah,
what? There's so many fish episodes.
There are. Yeah. I did tell you that there was going to be a puppet in this episode.
That's right.
Okay. So let me set the stage for you real quick. You know my daughter loves lamb chop, and I would like for you, if this gets posted, I would like for you to tag
Sherry Lewis.
Sure. Yep. No, Mallory Lewis. She's on TikTok. She does cameos.
Yeah.
It's her daughter.
That's right.
So last year there was the same yard sale I got the large sewer play set. Mm-hmm. I saw this item. I didn't think anything of it. I went back and then realized what it was. My daughter was given a lamb chop book for her 3rd birthday. It was a lamb chop themed birthday, and she's 7 now. So we fast forward. This character was in that book. It was Party Time at like Sherryland was what it was called.
Okay.
So you're familiar. You got Lamb Chop, Hush Puppy, and Charlie Horse.
Charlie Horse.
Those main 3 from the one from Lamb Chop's Play Along that we all watched as kids. But what we weren't realizing was there was a fourth in Wingding.
What is this? What is
this? This is Wingding.
The Crow. No, it's not. This is not real. This is not a real.
Yes, it is.
Somebody made this.
Yes, it is.
This is like that Halloween doll that somebody made.
1960.
What?
Tarcher Productions, Inc. Now, here's the funny thing. Now, I'm going to tell you something amazingly crazy.
Okay.
So, I picked this up. Now I know exactly what it is. I throw it on the Google Lens. I confirm it. I'm like, I'm going to pick this up for my kid.
Sure.
So I get on the phone with I get the kids in the car. I want to show my mom. I'm like, hey, Mom, check this out.
Yeah, check this out.
I show it to her, and she's like, oh, my God, where did you get that?
Yeah.
And I go, I just picked it up at a yard sale. It was $2. And she goes, what? And she goes, Billy, I got that puppet in 1960 for my 3rd birthday. She goes, on my 3rd birthday, nobody came to it. My grandmother forgot to come to my birthday. She was supposed to get me a lamb chop puppet. She got 2 of those. There should be another one. And I go, no, this is the only one. This is Wingding. Mm-hmm. So then she gets back to me a little bit later on. She says, I remember what happened. My grandmother went out to find the lamb chop puppet and another one. And she couldn't find lamb chop because it was so popular. So she got 2 Wingdings so they could talk to one another. And then over time, obviously, it was lost. Sure. So she was so happy to see this.
This is the actual one she had?
No, this is by no means the actual one that she had, but...
Wait, hold on. Cut. Let me ask you that again. Was this the actual one she had?
This might be.
All right, hold on. 3rd time's the charm.
Oh my gosh. What am I supposed to say?
Let me ask you one more time. Was this the actual one that she had?
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh, what a story. This is amazing. What an amazing story. All right, continue.
That's all I really got.
Is it on like a rod? Like what's going on down there?
I have placed it with a because my hand can't fit in there, and I don't want to stretch out the fabric.
So small.
It's just a spoon, a slotted spoon.
I don't know why that's the best part of the spoon.
It works perfectly. What are you talking about?
Is it fabric? It looks like it's all rubber.
So the head is rubber, the beak, and then this is fabric.
What's his name? Wingding? Like the font?
Wingding.
He's got a little hat.
He does.
Wingding did not make it to like the version that I watched because
no.
Were there other characters besides Wingding? Like he was the fourth character?
There may have been, but she was a puppeteer through her whole life, so there's probably many characters
that's true. Yeah.
We haven't seen, but needless to say, a very personal story attached to Wingding here. So very excited. So this made the day. Like anything, this made the day. This was great.
Can you give it to your mom?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I would like it. Can I have it?
No, you cannot have Wingding.
Come on. If you find the second one.
No, you get the color forms. No.
Fine. I want Wingding. Sorry. No, I want Wingding. Damn it. All right. Well, that's
I think
fine.
you'd appreciate
what a nice
Wingding
story.
That much. Yeah. So there's my tale.
Is he worth anything? Is he worth anything?
I feel like he goes from he's worth more than what I paid for him.
There you go.
Again, here's the thing. I didn't rip anyone off this time. I put everything down. I said, how much? And they said,
that guy's been quiet.
$10.
Haven't heard him complaining recently. People, I had to be like, everybody calm down. Like, stop jumping on this guy. He we like when people have different opinions because it gives us something to talk about. We're not, we don't really care. Like, even I was sort of poking fun at Bill. He ripped the poor library off. It's fine. Everybody's fine. All right, that was great. That was a good story. I actually have a story about the Goodwill that I want to get into, but I need to take a little break, quick break, and then we will be right back. So last week I talked about how Goodwill had the mother load of this Geico-ween gecko Funko Pop, and excuse me, I knocked over Radioactive Man. His head fell off. As it tends to do. Yeah, so somebody donated a ton of these pops, and I didn't know the story behind them, so I posted that toy hunt last week, or this week. And people were like, oh, you had to go on the Geico website, and people like were trying every day and winning or not winning. And then there were 3 different colors, and each color was more scarce than the last. And the most rare version was the glow in the dark version, which they did not have at the Goodwill. And I think there was a gold version too. There was like maybe like 1 or 2 of those made, and they sell for thousands of dollars, which is just like, why is any pop worth anything like that? Like, what are we doing? Anyway, I posted that toy hunt, and people were commenting saying like, oh, I tried every day and I didn't get one. I'd love to have one. And I was like, okay. So I went back to Goodwill and I scooped up a bunch, and then I went back to the comment section, and I responded to people, and I was like, DM me. And one guy did.
Just one. Wow.
Well, of all the people that said like, oh, I'd like one, I'm just gonna send them to you. Like, I'm not asking even to pay for them. So of course the one guy that did, he lives in California, so I'm sure shipping is like $1 million.
Yeah.
The people that I ship to are always in California. They're the only ones that have money, I guess. So I got some extras. So if you would like the Funkoween, or no, Geico-ween Gecko pop, just say so.
I thought that was Jack Skellington for the longest time when you were showing me. I was like, what?
I had him sitting in
Kermit?
I had him sitting in the seat next to me, and I kept thinking this was Charmander.
Okay.
Right? Do you see it?
I see it, yeah.
I think it's Charmander, but no,
I see a lot of things
Geico
in it.
guy.
It's
a Rorschach test. Like, what do you see in the Geico Gecko? What do you see? So you can see, I did get it from Goodwill. It's got that little sticker on there. $6 I paid. Free to you. Just because I don't want to go through the trouble of selling them on eBay. I'm just going to send them to you for free. So let me know. Maybe we'll send one to Bella as like a. Does she collect pops? I never watched the content. She doesn't. What does she collect?
Lots of Star Wars. Lots of
Star Wars. Okay.
Premium Star Wars stuff, and then that was
premium item.
The very good best part of it. It was excellent. Yeah. Excellent product for an excellent channel.
All right. Really selling it. Okay.
I'm trying to.
We'll start working on those questions for when we have her on the show.
I've got plenty.
Interview. Can't wait. Hey, our good friends Moose had a big announcement this week. They announced that they are going to be doing WWE Gujitsu. Now, I love this. They recently did Ninja Turtles. We talked all about those. They sent us that exclusive 4-pack, which I still have not seen in stores. Have you ever seen that in person?
I haven't seen it in person. I've only seen it on Amazon. So.
Oh, it is. You can get it on Amazon. Okay.
You can, yeah.
Well, it's a great set.
It is.
I would
excellent set.
I would love to review the WWE Gujitsu if you would be so kind. So
who are we getting from these?
Series 1, scheduled to hit in August, is going to contain John Cena, Rey Mysterio, Roman Reigns, and the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Oh,
current
fun.
WWE World Universal Undisputed Champion, whatever they say.
Perfect.
Now, my one request for this set is that they include a championship belt that is somehow stretchy. I would really like to see that. They do more than just the figures for Gujitsu. There's they made a truck. I think the shark came with a truck, like a monster truck.
Yep, Thrash has a truck.
Yeah. There's oversized figures, like really big ones.
Yep, the Hulk was also part of that line. They have moved into vehicles, not like that Thrash truck that we all saw.
Yes,
but actual squishy cars.
Yeah, I was very intrigued by that. How that works. Yeah, I feel like a car is something that should not be flexible. It seems really bad for suspension.
It's
as a
exciting.
Toy, I mean,
okay. Moose is a big thing. I know I put Moose on watch last week or a couple weeks ago, seeing if we could get the final Beast Lab.
Oh yeah.
They no longer have to do that. I have found the final Beast Lab, and it is en route to the house.
You are complete.
I am a Beast Lab completist.
Good Lord. You were the first. You need to get some sort of recognition. Can you take a photo of all of them together or video?
Of course
or something?
I can. Yes.
Okay. But will you?
Will I? Yes.
Will I? Okay, very good. Maybe we could see. Well, I would love to see WWE Akado. I think that is a no-brainer. That is just an obvious one. They have steel chairs in their hands. That would be a lot of fun.
Sure.
But I would also like to see them do a Beast Lab WWE. And I don't know if Brock Lesnar is still persona non gratis, but he is the Beast incarnate. So that would be a very obvious connection there. But I think you can do a lot of fun things with those. So I'm excited to see. I like the idea that now wrestling figure collectors can learn more about Gujitsu, because I think Gujitsu is just a fun line, and they have lots of crossover stuff now. Turtles, they did a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man for Ghostbusters.
Bluey.
Lots of fun stuff. Bluey those aren't technically Gujitsu though,
but they're made by.
They just don't. I think they don't want. Because, like, Gujitsu has this sort of, like, combative theme to it.
I get it, yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Like, they have all the superheroes.
I think if you go into Target in the area that has, like, the For Real Pets, there's another subline that's also made by Moose. They're not identified as Gujitsu. They're, like, Goo Animals.
Right. Yeah.
And they are also, they're by Moose. They're,
it's like
by all
baby's
intents and
first
purpose.
Gujitsu. Yeah.
Right.
Same makeup, right? Just not different. It's like like a sister brand. It's not exactly.
I always find it. Here's what I find the most interesting thing. If you go into Target, what Gujitsu do you see?
Other than just like the main Gujitsu line,
you don't see it in Target.
In Target, yes, you do.
No, you do not.
Well, I just saw it today, so I don't know what you're talking about.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
What'd you see?
The 2-packs. They have the 2-packs.
What Target are you going to? None of my Targets up here. My Targets have
they run out.
Jurassic Park. No, there's no shelf space for it.
Jurassic Park. I don't think
Jurassic
I see those
Park
anymore.
Gujitsus.
Oh, maybe I.
And they have Marvel Gujitsu, and that's it.
I don't even know if I see the Marvel. Maybe I see DC. I don't know. I'm confused now. What I see.
Okay.
I feel like I saw.
Sure you're not going to Walmart? I'm pretty sure you're going to Walmart. Walmart still supports the brand, as far as
listen
to
me.
I'm listening
to my words. I just did several toy hunts, so I'll just go back and check the footage.
Okay.
Easy peasy. I'll go check the footage. We'll confirm. Yeah. Whoa. No. Okay. We're good. I just like moved my mouse too far, and like the computer's like, "Would you like all these stupid windows to pop up?" Yeah, sure. That's what I need right now. All right, let's talk about Super 7, because there's always something to talk about. Just like there's always money in the banana stand. There's always something to talk about with Super 7. They are doing an ultimate figure for RZA. Do you know RZA?
I don't.
I know Rizzo from the Muppets. I'm not as familiar with RZA, who is spelled capital R, capital Z, capital A. I believe he is a musical artist, but here's the thing. I think he's from the Wu-Tang, because he's got that symbol on him.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what this is from. He's got like a big, crazy, futuristic weapon, and he's got like armor.
Like
he's like sort of part robot, but then he's got like the Robin mask, but it's white.
Okay.
Property aside, the funniest part here is the comments people were leaving. So there's a photo of the figure where he's going like this. I don't know if that's like his signature move.
Sure.
At T16 Skyhop says, 0 chance that toy could touch its face. Yeah, that's true. There's no way that the Super 7 can get it. It's just not going to happen. And then at Spencer Wild says, as someone that grew up with RZA, I feel like I expect double joints. Which is, of course, a callback to Brian's justification for the 2013 Turtles having double joints in knees and elbows, because the kids grew up with those kind of joints, even though the actual turtle toys had barely any articulation in comparison. So I just enjoy that people are in on it, and they these little callbacks that probably 90% of the people do not understand. But I get it. It's just for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's what an inside joke is. It's just for you.
The level of animosity that exists towards Brian, it's unlike anything I've seen. Usually, when you have toy personalities, they try to keep, you want everybody to be your friend because you want that opportunity to exist to get like free stuff from these companies.
Right.
But with Brian, everybody seems very comfortable shitting on him.
Well, if you put yourself out there as essentially the front man of the company and you have no idea who else is... Yes. Of course you're going to dump on him. It happened with Randy, and he wasn't even the head of the company for NECA.
I don't feel like anybody was like personally attacking Randy. They just wanted answers.
That's
like this,
true. You're right. They wanted answers.
They specifically blame Brian for anything that goes wrong. It's like how we treat Todd McFarlane. We're like, oh, Todd likes the stupid wrist, and like in actuality, he probably has nothing to do with any of this. He just like sits in his office and does those videos, and then collects his baseballs. Yeah. But everybody seems very comfortable blaming Brian for everything. So I don't know. It's just very interesting to me. I don't know. I feel sort of bad for Brian, but at the same time, he's not really helping himself, helping his own case. Mm-hmm. So the offer is out there. If you would like to come on the show, we will try to rehabilitate your image, Brian. Please. I love The Simpsons. I'm sure I will love these 2013 Turtles. So there's work to be done. This week was the end of X-Men 97 Season 1. And before we get into that, Season 2, I don't know why we all thought it was like ready to go, but they haven't even done the animatics yet, according to what we've heard this week. So
I heard they're still they're getting into the sound booth now too, and they're going to be recording soon as well.
Nothing has been done.
Okay.
I don't know why we were like, they did them back to back, it's ready to go. It's going to be at least a year. So, oops, but whatever.
That's all right.
So, the finale, somebody described it as it stuck the landing. I feel like it did. It set up a lot of things, and it'll be interesting to see if they follow through on those now that it will have a different showrunner at the helm. They said that they are going to honor the ideas that Bo DeMaio had, which it would be funny if they just like Cyclops woke up and it was all a dream, and then they just did like completely different stuff. It's like, fuck you guys. But so when we ended, the X team was split. One part of the team, the majority of them, are in the past in ancient Egypt with like Apocalypse before he looks like what we know him as.
Yeah. And
then the other half, maybe what was it, Cyclops and Jean?
Cyclops and Jean at least. They're in the far future. Yeah.
And they are meeting up with this woman who I think is the half sister, or she's like the daughter of Jean and Cyclops.
Right.
Somehow.
From another timeline.
Another timeline, yeah.
Another universe, yes.
And then they have a kid named Nathan, which is Cable's name, but I don't think this is Cable. This is another, just like named in honor of Cable.
Okay.
It seems very convoluted, but that's how comics were in the 90s.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And then there was a mid-credits scene. Did you stick around for that?
I did.
And then we get to see
we're in present day. We went all over the
present
timeline.
Day. We were all around the place. And we see Apocalypse pick up a playing card. So everyone's like, Gambit's coming back. One of the Horsemen. Here we go.
Potentially, yes.
So lots of things.
So I really enjoyed, and this is funny. I mean, I think a great episode, great season. Mm-hmm. I wish they had handled Mr. Sinister a little bit differently, as opposed to kind of. God. Well, now hear me out with this, because I wish he wasn't like one of the. I wish Bastion stood alone as like the main tier threat, and then Sinister, because he was in on the whole thing till the end. I wish he was kind of like a mid-season villain, like they resolved his stuff by like episode 5.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
But I just absolutely loved his reaction when Morph. Turns into a reflection of him, and he just cowers away, and he's like, "Oh!" And he's just gone.
Oh, I'm hideous. Don't look at me. Oh, Yeah.
It reminded me of just like, it was just like a Disney stepmother.
Yeah, 100%.
And she's just like, oh no, I'm hideous.
If you were
Rapunzel, Mother Gothel, I'm gonna jump out the tower here.
If you were a big Mr. Sinister fan, you probably were a little pissed off about how he was left.
He'll come back.
He's not. I know, but how do you come back from that? Now we know. Now we know what you really look like, old man. One of the things that people latched onto was the scene between Wolverine and Morph, where Morph turns into Jean and professes her/their love for Wolverine, and people were deciding what that meant, whether Morph was just telling Wolverine what he really wanted to hear, which is how Jean really felt, or whether it was Morph expressing their feelings to Wolverine, but doing so as Jean. Mm-hmm. And I think it's pretty clear that Morph had a thing for Wolverine. I think
it was clear from episode 1.
Yeah, I think that was
any scene that those two were in. We got him with him morphing into Sabretooth and then palling around there. Then we got him.
Oh, that's right.
Morphing his hand into a claw and asking to scratch that itch when Wolverine's in the shower. It was there from the beginning. And it was almost like they shouldn't even call them Morph at this point. They need to be just calling them Cameo, because it's just like throughout the whole season.
That's true. Yeah. It was great, though. Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic. Hulk. Sauron, just to fly down from the inside of the Sentinel when they dock. That's all.
I missed that one.
You missed that one? It was a blink and you miss it because it was almost unnecessary.
Well, sure. A lot of it was unnecessary. And then people were mad because Juggernaut is not technically a mutant. So, how are you able to turn into them?
A lot of questions with Morph in terms of
it's not real.
How they get the power of this person. Is there just some ability? Why can't Morph just stretch their own arm rather than turn into Mr. Fantastic?
Because that's not as much fun, I think.
No, it's not. And Morph, I wasn't even... So we had Morph as a character in the Age of Apocalypse comic book.
Right.
But Morph and the animated series was a completely new character.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they needed to raise the stakes in that first season to show that there were consequences for the actions that were being done. And I think originally it was supposed to be Beast who was killed during the escape from the mutant registration offices. But they were like, we can't get rid of Beast. Oh, it was supposed to be...
Like Warpath or whatever his name is?
Warpath, yeah.
Yeah, and then they were like, we can't kill a minority.
Yeah, the optics on that aren't good. Right.
But then they didn't even use Warpath, so I don't know. Is it better to be killed or not used at all?
So they had Morph that they subbed in, sure.
So, okay. We're done for a while, but now we're going to get more X-Men because we're getting Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
So the X-Men train is going to continue, and then, man, you have to hope that Hasbro's going to roll out multiple series of X-Men 97 figures for next year. There's so many. There's so many. Do you think they would even go as far to do like a Captain America or an Iron Man? You could repackage that MJ and Peter Parker. Like, they were there, technically.
They were there. They were there. It answered some questions. Mary Jane was back.
And she's back.
She's back. And then what does this look like for everything else? I mean, I think this sets the standard for Marvel animation going forward. I mean, you have What If, but also
all animation.
You can all animation, okay. But for Marvel animation specifically, I feel like this lends a lot to getting a lot done and a lot put out there. And to kind of liken it to DC, DC has its tentpole movies, but then they have just the animation area where people just kind of forget about that it exists, but there's some good stories being told in that animation that we're not seeing in the big screen. And then I also think that I read that from a rating standpoint, X-Men 97 didn't do that great. It's below Echo.
Well, okay. So here's the thing. It was below Echo, so that's sort of saying even the best animation is probably not going to get more eyes on it than not so great live action. But it did do better than some non-first run shows.
Okay.
So it's not like it did poorly.
No, of course not. By any
animation
means,
is just not going to do.
It's not gonna go as far as a live action television show or movie.
Maybe the next season. Now it has these new fans. It has a whole year for people to catch up.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see what that looks like, and there definitely will be more marketing behind the second season.
I hope so.
You hope so.
You really do. I've been watching some of the older.
Somebody needs to be.
I've been watching some of the older episodes, some of the highlight episodes, and they're just so wild to watch. The characters, the villains especially, are so overwritten. It's just. I was watching the one where the 2-part when Magneto brings everyone to Asteroid M, and then he gets. Crossed by Fabian Cortez as a villain, and he takes over. And it's just the character Fabian Cortez is so wild, and like the voice actor, he put so much effort into like making this guy sound absolutely crazy.
I don't remember.
No, he was one of the acolytes. He's the leader. Oh, it's just wild
I don't know.
to watch.
Well, I want to go back and watch it, so maybe I'll. How many episodes are there? How many seasons were there?
There were 5 seasons, but
okay.
Don't let that scare you. Like when I found out that we're watching The Sopranos now in the house, which I've never seen The Sopranos. I was surprised to find out that I'm used to HBO series being 10-episode seasons. Sopranos is 13 episodes. It completely threw me off.
That's too many for you?
I mean, I don't think it's too many, but by the time we get to the last season, because I was like, wait, is this just a thing?
Yeah.
13 episodes? And then by the time we get to the last season, it's like 21 episodes, and I'm like, that's too much.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Make those... Yeah.
I appreciate
How are you liking that?
I don't mind it. I told everybody, I said...
We're looking for a new show to watch.
I'm 40 years old now. I said, if I and I'm an Italian man, for all intents and purposes, namesake, everything like that.
News to me.
But I don't act Italian, so therefore,
what does that mean?
if you
like
look,
put hits out on people. You're not tossing pizzas in the air.
I don't have a lot of Italian culture attached to me, so I told myself that if I have 40 years left, my goal is to learn one Italian-specific trait each year. So by the time I hit 80, or however long it is, and I pass...
Talk with your hands.
Talk with my hands. By the time I end...
I want the gabagool.
They'll be like, he was a great Italian man.
Wow. You gotta get the flag tattooed on you somewhere?
No, I don't think so.
That's such an interesting thing, because in no way where I'm like, man, I need to dig into my Irish heritage.
No.
I need to start drinking more. I do enjoy a good potato, so all right. Well, that's good. So maybe we'll check out. We'd have to. Well, we have to get Max. We don't have it right now, but then they're doing like all these package deals because cable's back, guys. Cable's back. It's just packaged differently. It's streaming, but it's cable.
Yeah.
You don't get QVC though. You got to go somewhere else for that. You sent me a link this week for a new Pride astromech droid.
Astromech, yep.
R3RN8W, which is R3 Rainbow. Is that what we're looking at here? Is that what that's supposed to be? Okay.
Sure.
Now, they've done these before. This is not a new thing.
No, it's not. But I think this is year 3 for the Pride droids, if not year 4.
It was posted on Yak Face, which I found out that I've apparently been banned from the Yak Face Facebook page.
Which I'm surprised by, because...
I don't know. I probably posted an affiliate link or something.
Maybe.
So, there was, people were upset. The post got taken down. What happened that made them take the post down?
I believe...
Nuke the post, as they say.
Fans or people in general voice their opinions. So rather than just allow something to be out there, and I think this is just a lesson for everything, if you want to post something that might have not even so much a bit of controversy, but just have something that's going to irk somebody, and you don't want to promote a discussion, maybe just turn comments off. If you just want to report the toy news...
How do you get the engagement then? You need people... You need comments.
Of course you do, but then you don't take down the post.
Wow. I guess. I want to know what people were saying. Like,
I think it got a little spicy.
These droids cannot be gay.
I think a lot of people were saying that
fictional robots.
These were not the droids that they were looking for.
Well, there it is. I just like.
Honestly, I think it looks like a great figure. It looks like a lot of fun. I think that's a fun-looking droid.
I think it's great. I think it's. I had a picture of it up. Now it's gone. But yeah, it looked fine. It looked good. I found the BB-8 Pride Pop at Five Below.
Yeah.
Oh, my wife just sent a text that our Walmart does not carry the blue milk. So
no,
that's disappointing. I really want to try it now because I heard it tastes like a melted milkshake.
It does. The kids really did enjoy it. They drank the whole half gallon. But
well, if according to Toy Scales, the ones in store are all expired. So definitely check those expiration dates.
Oh, sure.
Toy Scales, they were in town. I didn't reach out. Where's the call? Huh? Where's the call?
Well, they said they didn't need more friends. They're their own friends.
Did they say that?
Yeah, we made a video.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we said that they were
our
our
interview.
friends.
They said that,
and they were like, "Well, we said that they were our friends," and then they said they made a stitch with that comment and said, "What do you mean we're friends? We're not friends. We're each other's friends. We don't need friends."
Maybe they think we're mad at them because we haven't stitched them lately. Maybe they were like concerned.
I'm not concerned. No, I don't care.
Listen, we got Bella's toy chest.
I'm more excited about that. That made my day.
I'm sure it did. You have the power to resurrect these toy personalities. Who else can we bring back? Who's out there?
Here.
There we go. Well,
down a little more.
Well, hey.
What?
It's an audio podcast. Nobody can see.
Yeah, nobody can see that.
Nobody can see that.
My hands were up. They weren't down. They were up. You can
see it.
Past my shoulders.
That's all I'm saying. Keep your eyes open. Her brother's gonna be so mad at you. Listen. Okay. Well. Oh, you know what else? Let's talk about this. You sent me a video from back in the day from British television, maybe talking about the Ninja Turtle toys and specifically the turtle torture device that Playmates put out.
Right, the foot. What was it? The toilet torturer. It was something.
Yeah,
I have the toy.
You would put the ooze into the toy and it would drip on the turtle's face.
Right. Yes.
Now, because these people are from jolly old England, like our friends that we talked to the other week. Yeah. They had some interesting turn of phrase. Do you remember how he described the ooze dripping on Raphael's face?
In the video or our friends?
Yeah. No. In the video, the man.
I don't. Please.
I just wonder if. Well, I don't remember either, but I just wonder if what he was saying would be the equivalent of like something really just saying something really like disgusting on TV. You're like he waxed Robin all over his face, like that kind of thing. I just wonder because it's a little different over there. Can you say things or you can't? I think you can like say and show whatever you want. You just can't have like guns on TV.
Sure.
That's where it's like reversed over here, where it's like guns are fine, but how dare you show a nipple on TV? Oh, jail forever.
Unless you're paying for it. Unless you're paying for the
Well,
service.
that's why.
Unless it's on Max, everybody.
We were watching, the wife and I, we finished Baby Reindeer, which was a little bit too much for me. It was not a fun ride.
My wife was watching that, and I've come to the conclusion that yes, we're both enjoying Sopranos, but also the fact that my wife and I have very different tastes.
Yeah,
almost to the point where I'm like, it's hurting my ears at this point, and I'll either shut down or I'll just casually, without saying no, like myself. I'll just sink into like the bed and like hide, or I'll just get up and leave and not even say goodbye.
Well, that's not great. That's not a good thing. So anyway, We finished Baby Reindeer, and then we saw an advertisement for the Ashley Madison documentary.
Yep. Right.
So we started that. Much more up my alley. Very fun to see these people's lives ruined. I very much enjoy when famous people get their comeuppance. There's this couple on there that's they got couple? Famous. The Disney couple, and they still have a YouTube channel. They have 1 million children. They're Christians, and they you know how those go. And he was on there. There's 3 episodes. We're finished the second one. He claims he never met any of these women. Right. But the episode ends with him saying that something happened. So I'm very curious to see what he actually did.
See, that bothered the hell out of me, and I'm going to tell you right now.
Did you watch this series?
I popped in, and then left.
Okay.
So I saw that.
Really? Okay.
I saw that gentleman talking about his interest in Ashley Madison. I saw his wife, and I said, "Shame on you, sir. Shame on you.
Shame on you.
You have a beautiful, attentive wife who loves you, a beautiful woman." And you're like, I want something more. And I'm like, shame on you.
Well, did you hear what he was saying? It wasn't even about that. It was like in him. He was like, I need more. I need the world to appreciate me.
Right. Yeah. He talked about how the video went viral and all of a sudden he was getting the praise and everybody was coming to him and loving him.
He needed something else.
Yeah.
So, then she was right. It was nothing about her. It's just something in him.
I'm gonna get on the. I'm gonna be real right here with you, Paul. So we're watching that video, okay? And you can leave this in.
Is this for air? Is this for air?
You can air this because.
Okay. All right. Fine. Okay.
So we're watching it. My wife turns to me. She says, "Do you want to have an open relationship?" And here's what I said to her. I said, "I don't even have time for myself. I don't even have time for the things that I enjoy and love." Sure. My toys, my hobbies, anything. All I have is this house, you, the children, and work.
Yeah, and work. Right.
Why would I want to add somebody else to that? Why would I want to add, if I can't even get back to the things that I love? My enjoyable toys, my collecting, my fun.
Sure. The important stuff.
Why would I add anything to that? Shot it down so fast. Because it's like, come on.
Was that the right answer? Did she appreciate that?
I don't know if that was the right answer.
I feel like that was not the right answer.
Because you should have just been like, no. Realistically,
you didn't have to just. You're like Brian. No. You're like Brian justifying the turtle. Like no. You had the right answer. You just said everything wrong.
Yes, it's always the wrong answer with me. Rather than saying no, you're the light of my life, honey. I turned it right back on me and being like, listen, I got no time for that crap. But that's a real moment.
I could think about that.
I barely had time for my fun hole these past 2 weeks.
Well, you got to make time for your fun hole. You got to make time.
I made time for my fun hole.
You got to make
time.
And
here it is.
Oh, look at that. That's wonderful.
Yes.
The waves are crashing.
They are. They move
away from the. I feel like the waves should be going the other way, but okay.
No, they're smashing against the rock. Now here's the best part.
But it's like they're running away from the rock.
They are, but they're moving. Now here's the great part. Nice. Watch this. It's like
oh, it's almost
it lights
bright.
Up.
It's very bright.
Well, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good on the camera.
Wow.
Very fun set to build.
Are there people that have the hugging people?
There are no people for this, but my kids populated it with several Lego minifigures.
You let your children play with your fun hole? That seems like it's only for adults.
As long as they're careful with it.
Wow. You know they won't be. Good Lord.
Well.
Good Lord. Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
Oh, the other thing, what we started talking about was this TMNT torture device. And in the video, the guy says that it's turning children into Satanists. So
was it Satanists or was it sadists?
Are those
you keep saying
things?
Satanists. I thought it was sadists.
He just said sadists?
Yes. I believe he said sadists because there's a degree of like sadomasochism, like finding pleasure in like binding and torturing and everything like that. So, with that play set, you have to
okay. That makes sense.
strap the turtle down in the chamber using a strap or a belt.
Sure.
And then
I apologize then. That gentleman was 100% correct.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not a Satanist. Well,
No.
okay. All right. I see what you're saying. I can see it. I actually never had that playset. I never had that playset. I was like, this appeals to me in no way.
You're just a gentleman.
I don't want this at all.
You're just a gentleman that releases butterflies on the weekends.
That's true.
That's you.
We released our 2 butterflies. We have two new ones hatched today. It's a wonderful thing to have. I highly recommend getting some butterflies. It's very nice.
What did my son? My son had chicks. He had eggs. He had like the kids. Your kids ever do?
Oh, I always wanted that. Yeah.
So they did in their classroom. His school put out a request if anybody locally had any fertilized eggs that they could incubate in the class and watch the joy of birth through chicks hatching.
Yes.
So I believe they got 12 eggs, 9 of which became chicks. And then so I got to see them. It was exciting. And then I figured they'd be like class kind of not so much pets, but like something that the kids could like enjoy and watch for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then like my son comes home yesterday and I go, how were the chicks? And he goes, they weren't there. And I was like, what?
What? Where'd they go?
Like, well, they sent them to a farm.
To be murdered.
Murder chickens?
Because chickens have 100% murder rate. Yeah. The only animal to have a 100% murder rate. Well, that's a terrible story.
I'm sorry.
That is. They should have come up with a much better lie.
Yeah, they went back to the farm. Children.
It's not like when you send your dog to a farm. Like dogs would be okay. Yeah. The livestock not going to be as okay at the farm.
No.
They should have been like, they were released into the wild. They're wild chickens.
They're
like
wild
we have
chickens
running around
at this point.
By us.
Oh.
Yeah. Lord, save us. There were other things. I don't feel like anything else is like a huge story that we need to talk about.
A lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. This last month.
Yeah.
It's just been a treat.
Just a treat.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a bad time to announce that the show is ending. Sorry.
Oh, no. We'll never find out what the final shirt is.
Oh, damn. Yeah, we got to keep on.
Darn it.
I should have mentioned that at the top of the show. So as we were talking about, there's some additional videos on our social media. We're doing some toy hunts and the like. People commented on one because I did one and I showed my face, but I don't wear glasses unless I'm looking at a screen. So I didn't have my glasses on in the toy hunt. And every comment was like, who is this? Who is this guy? And people are like, oh, I understand the Clark Kent Superman thing. It's like, you really wouldn't know.
Yes. And you wear a very thick frame glasses. But if I were to step off screen, they're thicker.
Standard.
If I had to step off screen for a second.
Yeah. Well, where'd he go?
Oh, I'm right here.
Who is
that? Or am I? Who's this guy?
An accountant? Who's the accountant? What's he doing here? Yes.
Yes.
So it's like I could have had this anonymity, but no. Now people know what I look like without glasses.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why nobody engages with you out in public.
Because, maybe
because
I'm going to start making a lot more videos.
You have this Clark Kent persona to you.
That's really funny.
Where those glasses are actually enough to disguise you.
I'm almost afraid. I don't know what I look like here. It hurts my eyes to look at the screens. I don't.
Oh my God!
I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm putting them back. I'm putting them back on.
There we go.
I think it makes my eyes bigger too. It's like I'm an anime character. Hello. So please follow us on Instagram and TikTok while it still exists, because just some fun videos. Enjoy it. We want as many views as Toy Scales gets. That's my goal for the year.
That's a good goal.
We're copying their formula. Halfway through the year, we need to pick it up a little. We surpassed 2,000 followers on Instagram, which is great. We were stuck. We finally have more followers than people we follow, because for a while there I was just like follow back. Yeah. So now we have more followers. So that's a milestone.
I have some videos of my yard sale hunts to send to you as well.
Love that. That's great. Yeah. So lots of stuff.
I took the time because there was no rush to kind of like grab stuff. So I did take the time to walk around, film things. I obviously went with my kids. So you're going to hear it at least background of just two whining children who are just about ready to leave.
Well, there you go.
When can we leave? It's like, be quiet. You're getting a toy out of this.
Quiet, you. Daddy's working. So if you want to see that, follow us at the Reluctant Adult Podcast. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the normal places. Bill, anything else for this big week?
I think I've said my piece for the week.
Oh, one more thing I want to show. Target had clearance WWE Legends, as they always do, and Hogan was finally down to $7. So I grabbed him. This is
look at him.
This is like very early. He's still got hair. He comes with a cape.
Yeah.
It's a very nice material. This is actually a very nice cape.
That is nice.
But I want to compare this figure to the Storm Collectibles Hogan. So same height, but look how thick the Storm Collectibles Hogan is. Like this one looks so thin. I think that's my problem with the Mattel figures. They look like too thin. These are like superheroes. They need to be larger than life.
Well, aren't they all sharing the same body?
Well, yeah, but I think from day one, they made a decision to try to make them look more realistic or whatever. But I just feel like they could be a little bulked up. And I think the AEW figures are slightly thicker, so they feel like a more sturdy toy. So those are my 2 thoughts, or my 2 cents.
That's fine. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, you know what we say? We don't want to grow up, but we already did. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, everyone.